What is up, beautiful people? This is a brief video on cultural infringement. A lot of cultural commentary tends to focus the appropriation and exploitation from the whites and people of color on various African traditions around the globe. But because of America's unique position as an imperialist, I don't know if it's that unique. A lot of Black American culture, such as our vernacular, aesthetic, beauty ideas, get extracted and mass marketed and profited by these larger brands. But with that said, this video is to call in how Black folks of the diaspora participated in infringement of other Black folks' culture while on their land. And to invite Black folks of the diaspora to take back our narratives and your narratives and begin to inform each other about our cultural truths. Because a lot of us have bought into what the whites have taught us about each other, and that is no bueno. Infringement is the violation or undermining of a thing, so cultural infringement is the violation or undermining of a culture. Right next to me is the cultural iceberg, which is my favorite teaching tool, so take it in and let it inform your worldview. When I lived in New York, I found it to be proof of how global anti-Blackness is. Like, it's diverse, but everyone looks down upon Black people, and we become a convenient scapegoat and stepping stone for the lies America told immigrants about the American dream. You come here and it's not you, and y'all be mad and take it out on that. I was standing on 125th and Malcolm X, which is the epicenter of 20th century Black literature, art, music, intellectual thought, political, social thoughts, all this stuff. And this Jamaican dude is yelling at me saying,
"Your people have no culture. Your people are lazy."
For the record, I can imagine moving to a new land and saying that shit about any ethnic group, let alone other Black folks. Since hailing from New York, I've had time to see how many folks adopt European settler culture's rules of engagement, in which you come to a new land and turn your nose up at the native people. If you find yourself, as a Black person, mindlessly repeating stereotypes towards native Black people on the land that you're on while actively consuming unique aspects of their culture, you are in violation of Black Code 21. Europeans created stereotypes to scrutinize every aspect of a culture that was unfamiliar to them. You don't do that shit. It's rude. We've been inundated with white dominant culture that we forget that what's normal for one group of people may be completely immoral for a different ethnic group. When I was in elementary, I had a Nigerian substitute teacher when we were preparing for the Model UN. Did y'all ever do that? Anyway, I kept her words these many years later, and she said when entering into a new country, whether it's to visit or to stay, you must learn their history, culture, and the social political climate, and to always prioritize the natives of that land and those who endure the most injustice. I love that lady. We as a Black people have a responsibility to one another to stop believing the damaging narratives that are said to destroy our image, self-worth, and status around the world. My people, my people, my people, I ask those of you who are keepers of the culture, who love your heritage, who are knowledgeable about your heritage, to set the record straight on any misinterpretations and stereotypes that we hold so we can begin to take back our narratives and inform one another about each other and impose boundaries to protect African people from anti-Black cultural thieves, regardless of how much they emulate. I love y'all, and I hope you love you too. Mwah. Please drop your solutions, takeaways, or any collab ideas below. Remember, this is an anti-Black free space. I'm a sister from the hood, so don't fuck with me.